What's going on, everyone? We're back. Guess what? We're gonna do another icon stream because for a variety of reasons, I have to limit the amount of time I am streaming today. But just know that I'm always planning great things. Always up to great things. What's up? Yeah, it's probably gonna be like under an hour stream. Definitely, actually, because I actually have to end stream in exactly 45 minutes from now. So, that is the plan. But before I do so, because it's going to be a shorter stream, I figured I would work on something that I can quickly do and get done. So I'm going to do another icon stream. And I thought about it and I realized we don't have a breath upgrade icon yet. So that is what I'm going to make. That is the plan. I'm just going to use the grappling tongue icon as a basis. Yeah, the main challenge with this icon, not only is it going to be making the actual dragon, because anytime you have to, like, represent the dragon visually in some way, you always have to worry about all the different, like, complex shapes within it, so it's not just, like, throwing together an element really quick. But also trying to represent the element that the dragon is breathing in a way that is, you know, applicable to any element. And if we're gonna, like, set a convention with this, it's kind of something we want to think about more. I was just thinking about, like, you know how you have, like, the Airhead's white mystery flavor? I was thinking we could just do that for the elements and have just, like, white, not even air. Like, I would make the grain of the air, it wouldn't be like a wave, or it wouldn't be, what's the kind of wave when it's, like, layers? I don't know, whatever that wave is. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be, going in the other direction. What's up, Dino? That's right, it's me. It's you. And to respond to what you're saying, it is me. It is indeed. Yeah, how do I want to do this? Is Mr. Bad back? Yeah. I really am leaning into my Unk era, aren't I? In fact, this might be, Grunk. This might be, how do I do this? Gramps. My Gramps era. Skipping Unk era completely. PK can't be an Unk yet. I don't know. You have to look at the signs. What are the signs? What do the signs say? If there's someone in chat who's like 21 and a year older than me, my birthday was the other day, by the way. Happy birthday to me. That's right. I'm still Unk. I'm Unker. I'm uncular, more uncular than they are. Thanks, Dino. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last stream. Okay, I think we're definitely going to show more of the dragon's head in this one than we did in that other icon. It's just, again, I have to try and remember how I make the shape. You have a gift for me, Dino? What is the gift? You always bring the best gifts? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. The gift of hydration. Why, thank you. Dino, have you been up to, making any new videos recently? What is going on in the Dino cinematic universe? I see. Well, sometimes you need time to let your, creative mind reset. Okay, this looks like dragon. This is dragon. We are dragon right now. Making the best terrarium I've ever made right now. Oh my god. That sounds OP. Right now I'm just making the silhouette for the dragon's head, I guess. Oh no. A problem occurred. But it's fine, we're safe. It's gonna have a lake. Oh my goodness. That is complex. Hey, maybe you should be like Ants Canada. You can document the process of building one of your terrariums. That'd be cool. Yeah, you could be you could be. Well, I don't want to say you would be Ants Canada because you'd be your own unique, original brand. But you can do something similar. You can be the improved Ants. You can be better than Ants Canada. Oh my God, is the ad break starting? The ad break might start. I might just make a video explaining it. You could. That'd be cool. This doesn't look like dragon. No. It's fine. We'll get there. There, that's already way more dragon-like. Okay, I suppose I should add a little bit of shading here. I guess I'll make the dragon red in this one. Maybe I should make the dragon like a uniform color as well for greater recognizability. In which case, I feel like a red dragon would be the most symbolically useful thing. Because most of the time when people think of dragon, they think of a red dragon, probably. Fire-breathing dragon. It's one of the most popular types of dragons. So I guess red would be one of the best colors to use there. Indeed. Yeah, Dinah, you got the ad break. Unfortunately. More money for me. Now, I do wish I had better control over, like, the monetization stuff. Okay. Um, something like this. Something like this, perhaps? No. Maybe more like right here would be good. Okay, that might have done it. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, this looks pretty dragon-like. I think we're on the right track. Right now we need teeth color. And you know what? I might actually hold off on like doing a lot of texturing for the dragon. Because if we want to lean more into like visual recognizability, um it would help, I feel. My first terrarium was half water and half land, and it lived for a long time. I had to get rid of it, but its remains live in my backyard, but I never made a barrier between the water and land, so it was a swampy moss land, so I'm redeeming myself and redoing it a little different and adding a barrier from the lake and the water, but still be living in a container just like my last one, but bigger. The ads are gone. Welcome back. Okay, how am I going to do this? We do not have a lot of resolution to work with here. This is pretty bad. Okay, right there's probably fine. That will probably work. Wait. Maybe more like this. Perhaps. Okay, that'll probably look better. We just have to shade it. Oh my god. We really don't have a lot of resolution here. I'm excited. I'm even adding a new plant to my terrarium build. It's an air plant, one that can be in soil or else it will rot. So I glued it to a piece of wood. I'm hoping it will live better because I didn't have a place to keep it. What do you mean by air plant? Is it like a plant that produces oxygen, or what does this mean? How did the radius become 2 pixels? When did that happen? Okay, anyways, the dragon's mouth is mainly going to be covered up by the element, so this shouldn't matter too much. Where did the eyes go? What should the eyes look like? Maybe I should use my own art as a reference image. It's a plant that can't be in soil, so it needs to hang or something like that. I see, okay. Can't be in soil. If they flower, that means they're happy? I see. Sounds like you could, like, add that as some sort of game mechanic in a game. Maybe like a gardening game or something? Where you have different kinds of plants, and, one of them you have is, like, or one category of plants are, like, hanging plants like that. Looked it up, they live in the woods. Oh, they live in wood, or they live in the woods? I'm not sure. Should I have 2 eyes for the dragon here? I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary. They live in wood. Okay, I see. Live in wood. I might give the dragon, like, Minecraft eyes, actually. In fact, I might just use a darker shade for the eyes. Something like that. Really keep the shape, like, simplified. Okay, let's move on to making the actual element. Which I suppose I will just make white for now. Okay, it almost looks like we have this sort of like waviness going on, that makes it look more like maybe like a gas or something, which I don't necessarily mind. I'd like to keep the material behaviors of the element ambiguous, because this white element is supposed to be able to represent any kind of element in the game visually. So, however, I do think our alignment needs to be more towards the center of the mouth. Could I try something like that? I think that looks a little bit better. Now I'm taking off the wood I glued it to and gluing it to a new piece of wood in a different way to help growth. I see. Learning experience. You will become a better botanist after this ordeal. Maybe I should make it curve downwards again. Jeez, I don't know. What if I did it? What if I did something like this? Like a little lash coming off of it. Okay, I don't know. Now the shape is becoming too specific. Um hell. Okay, what do I want? What do I want from this? Whoa, it kind of looks like an arrow. I don't know if I want that. Let's try, okay. I kind of like this shape. Refine. Okay, I refined it a little bit. That's probably fine. For testing purposes. What if I go ahead and partially erase this? So, okay, that's too much. 50? Perhaps. So yeah, it would almost be like we're color coding different aspects here. Like where the dragon will be red. The upgrade uh symbol is green, even though that would probably be more used more as like a secondary icon. Yeah, if we color code these different aspects, I think it'll help. And it would be very easy to go back and adjust any icons we need to conform to whatever color coding convention we decide to use. Okay, now I kind of just want to make it blend towards the mouth a little bit, if possible. That looks pretty good. Although it's going to be partially transparent in the background. That's something I have to consider. Forgot to say I'm adding an underwater cave. This is really elaborate. It sounds really cool, Dino. Although a lot of our icons have transparentness, so I don't see why we couldn't do that. It might interfere with like some of our outline, procedural outline effects if we try and do that. I guess that is the only thing I have to consider here. But I could just reduce the opacity of the outline, if need be. We can figure out some kind of algorithm that would circumvent that. Okay, is there anything else we can add to this? Maybe like little particles in the center? That work? I don't know. Let's try placing some more down. Okay, I don't know if I like that. What if I just use speckles like this? And that doesn't look as cool. It almost looks like snow. Maybe I should not do any of this. What if I just made like the center glow? Like right here. I guess I should probably just do it like this. Set it to 3. I learned some moss can live underwater, so I'm gonna plant every moss I have underwater in hopes one will grow. Sounds like an interesting experiment. If I did something like this, maybe? No. That doesn't work. I guess it kind of looks like it's glowing in a way. Not great, though. Okay, what if I use random effects? Convolution matrix. Help. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me try something. Let me duplicate this layer. Use convolution matrix here. Make sure there's nothing else I can use. Okay. Hold on, I gotta disable the layer below. Also, I started to properly grow my moss. I see. I would not know anything about moss growing. Trying to see which one looks... That probably is the better one. And then add this. It's like a central effect sort of thing. Very central. Okay. What if we try... What does this look like? Can we try this? I could also color code the element itself. Rather than just making it white, but how does it look like an actual icon? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe. I put moss in a container and put a ton of water, but not enough to cover them. I put moss in a container and put a ton of water, but not enough to cover them. I also put a drop of algae water into it in hopes to make good water because I'm gonna pour the moss water into the lake. I'm doing many things, indeed. What if I made the center a different color only? That's not... Is that the center? I don't think that's the center. Maybe it is. Why is it doing this? Guess it probably was the layering? Oh my god. That's too much. That is too much right there. Jeez. It's like explaining code to a newborn. Indeed, indeed. If me and a baby were put into a competition where one of us had to grow moss, the baby would probably win. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Now it makes it look like fire. I don't want to get it confused. Blue? To make it blue? I don't know. That looks kind of cool. It's like pure energy. Maybe that's how we'll do it. I don't know. How does this... It looks cooler. Definitely looks cooler. Yes. Overwrite. Yeah, that's way cooler. Can I set that as the icon really quick for the breath upgrade? Whoa. Whoa. How does it look in the upgrade menu? Yeah, I don't know. Should I go for like a more simple kind of thing? I'm not sure. Should I simplify my corporate logo? Did you do the thing that the corporations do where they simplify their logos? Hmm. I don't know how recognizable that is. I suppose it kind of works. You know? Hmm. You might be right. Yeah, I'm having difficulty seeing that. What was the thing we made in the last stream? Oh, that was the grappling tongue upgrade. Let me add that as well. The corporate thing? Yeah. I agree. Wait, you made it? Made what? What did I make? It's called chameleon tongue? Why did I call it chameleon tongue? The grapple gun. Yes, I did. Made an icon for it, which looks completely different than how the style of the other icon. Of course. Grapple tongue? Indeed, Cricket, we're innovating. Welcome. Oh my, indeed, indeed. Endless possibilities. Endless builds, endless possibilities. You really can't see those icons. To be fair, I guess you can't really see the fire icons super well. I mean, you can recognize their fire, but ugh. What is this? Never-ending chauvinist? What the hell? Oh my god. Banned for eternity. Leave my chat. There's another bot. What does the grapple tongue icon look like? Well, that's what it looks like when it's downscaled, so you can't actually tell what's going on in the icon, which is just so happens to be how it looks in game, where it matters the most right now, apparently. But here's the actual icon with better, clarity. Here it is, right here. And let me see if I can move the RGBA thing out of the way. There we go. crap. I really like how compact the upgrades are right now. However, I might have to simplify these a little bit. Like, the Morning Star is very visible. Oh, no. Yeah, these are I have to consider these kinds of things. It's almost like you can barely make it out, but it is definitely not good enough. I need to get more plastic for my barrier. Right, Dino? Of course, the breath particles are still messed up right now. I really have to do more for the dragon physics. I'm still, like, moving around on ice skates right now. Yeah. Like, once I change that, once I prevent that from happening, it's really going to change the feel of the game. Yeah, it actually does feel like I'm slipping around. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's another thing I have to consider. I think it'll be possible to visually represent all of these things, within the tiny space we have allotted. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to consider it as I move along here. Or I could make everything 64 pixels large. But of course, there's also, like, this zooming feature, so, you know, that adds its own complications. This isn't a real pixel art game. Well, in a sense it is, but it uses it uses more resolution than I'm using for the different textures. Welcome back, Dino, if I didn't already say that. I remember one time I did this art project in school, and it was like a wire pose wire figure project, and I was like, what if I could make like a swamp monster guy and put him in like water. Like, you ever see like those videos where it's like a guy making a table and he puts resin in it and the resin is like transparent? I thought it'd be cool to do something like that. So I asked my art teacher, do you know of a material like that I could use? And she was like, no, I've never heard of anything like that ever. So I was like, wow, thank you for your useful input. So what I did was I went back to my house. Well, this might have been a combined effort between me and one of my parental units. But we/me looked up different materials that could be used, and we discovered gel wax, which is typically used for making candles, but it's kind of like a jello kind of substance. And people typically use it to make candles, but it's transparent. I already said people use it to make candles. It's transparent, and it definitely looks like water. So we got it. We tried it. You have to like boil it in a pot or something to actually use it. But we poured it in layers, and I was able to immerse the figure I made in the gel wax, and it looked really good. It was probably the most novel project in that entire class, or the most novel implementation. And I still have it today. As long as you're not like sticking your fingers in the gel wax or whatever, it lasts. You know, if you're not moving it or doing anything with it, it lasts. So I still have the intact project to this day, I think. Maybe I'll show it on stream sometime. Yes, I'm a true artiste. We also had to make like this might not have been necessary, but we had to make a plastic border around the gel wax just to give it a little more structure. It still looks cool though. I need to see it one day. Well, we made the icon. Let me see if I can go get it. Hold on. Let me see if I can go get it. I will try. I'll try to find it. Alright, I found it. I found it. I found it. My chair setup is so safe. Wow. Okay. Very volumetric. The gel wax definitely has changed over time. It's held up very well, though. Alright, here it is. Whoa. Wait, hold on. Go back a little more. Check it out. You can see the figure in there. Imagine I just break it on stream by accident right now. It's preserved. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We added like little plants in the water. Yeah. It would definitely look cooler if you didn't have this plastic border around it, but you can see the actual texture of the gel wax on the top. Yeah, I still have it. What is the writing on the bottom? Oh, just my name. That's all. Yes, here it is. Here it is. Whoa. Yeah, that was pretty fun to make. That was pretty cool. And you can touch the top of it. You can touch the top of it if you're, gentle. And this actually survived in an art exhibit where I think the top of it was exposed. So you didn't have like any dumb kids coming by and like just destroying it by smooshing their fist into it. Which seems like, got kind of lucked out there. Yeah, I already took actual proper pictures of it and everything, so it's already immortalized in a sense. Alright, well, we made an icon. We might have to do a little bit of experimentation with the actual, like, spacing and size of it and stuff, but I think for today I am going to end the stream because I do have to get going. Hopefully tomorrow we can do more work on the actual chemistry engine. We'll see. Yeah, if not, we'll figure out something else to work on. But yeah, I am going to end it for today, so thank you everyone who stopped in. Thank you, Dino. It's a short stream. Thank you, Dino. Thank you, Cricket. You guys are the only chatters today. I'll be live tomorrow. I should be. My back has not felt too bad today. So, planning on streaming tomorrow. Yeah, take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. See you later.